Okay, I think we might be on for our Facebook, or excuse me, our YouTube people.
YouTube.
Let me make sure Eric's. There we go. Hi, Eric.
Hey.
that. Okay, Miss Pat's going to put us on Facebook Live, and we're on YouTube. In 3, 2, 1, and welcome to the Ranger Joe's God and Country Show, the Dempsey's Resolution Fitness Hour with Eric Dempsey here on the day after Irma.
Yeah,
the day after Irma.
Man,
All right,
that was something, huh?
I'll tell you what, it was interesting. If I can take just a second, I was just going to say, first of all, I just want to say thank you to all of our first responders and to all of our people. In particular, I'd like to say thank you to Eric Woodson, who I happen to know watching online in Russell and Lee counties.
Yeah, he was a busy boy yesterday. He was out there working.
Literally out in the middle of the
great
storm,
job.
clearing roads and volunteering to help people.
That's really good.
Sort of appreciate that. I also want to say hi. I got to ask a question: Is the belle of the ministry, Miss Abby, is she back in school today? Or they're off today?
No,
They're off today.
Yeah,
Man, I got another. Yeah, she was off yesterday, so
they got them. So I think the government center and some things are still closed today, but. It's just kind of an interesting thing. I just wanted to just make one quick comment on that. We're going to move right into the Dempsey's Resolution Fitness. I think that it's important. We had a lot of. We were very, very, very blessed. To see that things. I think it's important. Let me turn the volume up on this. To let people know that. Being prepared is not something that you do at the last minute. Being prepared, and we saw a lot of that, and you have to think. I saw people, or I see people right now that live out in the country, live out in different areas, and especially, or have special needs and stuff like that. I literally had people coming up that didn't even have a flashlight. So you need to be thinking about that, and you need to take care of yourself because one of the things I just said to Eric is that at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and this is not a comment on our mayor or our city government because it was this way in all the towns, because when the winds get 40 miles an hour or above, there's a law that precludes public safety or from even being out on the roads. On that, as about 4 o'clock, the mayor came out and stuff and said, unless it's a life-threatening emergency and we can even get to you, which we probably can, we will be answering no calls. You're on your own until tomorrow morning. And, kind of emphasize those words, you're on your own. You need to be able to take care of yourself in any and all ways. So, the further that, one way of taking care of yourself is taking care of your body. And welcome Eric Dempsey, member of the owner of the Dempsey Resolution Fitness and member of the Ranger Joe's God and Country Show, and obviously John Paul Voorhees Media Center. He's a journalist with us. So let's just jump right back in, jump right into it. How often should you change or replace your walking or running shoes? Good. That's a great question because I'm going to be honest with you, as usual, and I don't think you'll be surprised. I know the method I use is when they're falling off my feet, and when I have this, I have pins in my left foot, so I what do you call it, Eric? I walk with my left foot going out that way, and I don't even recognize it. So consequently, about a year, the bottom of my shoe is worn like that. On that, and generally, what would you say, Miss Pat? I probably replace my tennis shoes every 5 to 10 years.
You have never replaced your tennis shoes. I always replace your tennis shoes, and I just got you a new pair about 3 weeks ago.
And how long has it been since I've had a pair?
Probably several months to a year.
There's more than that. I hadn't had a new pair of tennis shoes before the one you got me in a long time.
Wow. Okay, so
anyway,
it has been a while, but he does dress up a lot, and he wears his dress shoes.
So let's go into Eric answer that question. How often?
So the more mileage you put on your shoes, your whatever you spend most of your time walking or running in or doing your physical activity, they have a life expectancy. They have a wear out date, and it's all about mileage. So like people who actually run a lot, avid runners, they need to change them out frequently, like probably every 60 to 90 days.
Wow.
People who are more of walkers and spend more time, you probably need to look at between 3 months to 6 months if you put in a lot of miles on them, if you're on your feet a lot, and because what happens is if you get a shoe that's really comfortable to your foot and supportive of your arch, the shock absorber capability of the rubber in the sneaker or the running shoe decreases over time, and it becomes flatter and less, it has less spring to it, right? So it becomes more impactful. And the other thing you can do is, if you gradually condition your feet to wear minimalist kind of shoes, like I try to wear very small. The only time I actually will wear running shoes is when I'm actually going out for a ruck march or an actual run, which I don't do more ruck marching now. But when I'm doing that, then I'll put actual running shoes on. Otherwise, I wear like cross training kind of shoes with pretty flat soles. And so you want to get, but if you do the minimalist kind of thing, you have to condition your feet, right? Because if you just go from wearing a high arch shoe to no arch, you're going to have probably some pretty good aches and pains for a while, and could cause some problems. So you want to gradually adjust to any kind of new shoe. But you need to keep in mind that your shoes have mileage. They have a life expectancy. They got a wear out date, and the more active you are, the sooner you need to trade them out, and that's going to provide a lot of relief to any kind of shin splints, knee pain, back pain, all kind of stuff where the impact of your foot hitting the ground is generating shock up your leg and all through your kinetic chain, right? And so the other thing you can do is have multiple pairs of shoes where you rotate them either daily or weekly or whatever. You have multiple pairs so you're not wearing out one pair of shoes every day. So what I do is I literally have a different pair of shoes every day that I wear, and so that way it maximizes their longevity.
This is certainly a non-solicited endorsement, but I would like to point out. By the way, everybody, I don't mean to seem like a pig if you see me eating this little stuff on that. It's just some medication, and unfortunately, I'm at that age. If I don't take a little bit of food when I take medication, it comes right back up. Not that people may hear that, but anyway, we'll talk about that later. If you have like expensive, running shoes, expensive shoes, and of course, like I said, this is not an endorsement. It's just something that I happen to know about that I learned on not too long ago. And this is a rare thing. Wow, talking about rare in 2017. There is an actual cobbler, a shoe repair guy. I don't even know his name, unfortunately, but he's a guy he's on Winton Road at the corner, I think, of Winton and Brown, I believe it is, or just down from that. If you're going towards the government center, it's on the right side. Yeah, right across from the old Lancer Detective Agency. For those of us who grew up here.
Isn't that Winton Shoe and
Winton Shoe, thank you, Ms. Pat. Winton Shoe and Boot Repair. And this guy's been doing this about 50 years, and he can take, expensive running shoes and recondition them. I mean, he can put a new, he actually can, and for, $20 or $30.
Wow.
And I mean, he actually works with a couple of the track teams. And this isn't some guy that says, "Oh, I just put some, slap this on there." I mean, it's when it comes back, it's if it has needs new rivets or things like that, he puts up for like ridiculous amounts of money. I have dress shoes. I bought an expensive pair of dress shoes about 4 years ago, and I've taken them in there like 2 times, and he's completely putting it. But he also does that. Specializes on running shoes. And I've seen them when you get them back. My son's a big runner. And also, with that said, also too, there is over on Victory Drive next to that other military supply place. Sorry, Paul. In that parking lot, there is a guy named Champion, Mr. Champion, that is again, you just don't see this in America, is he's in his mid-70s, and he's been a leather craftsman for over 50 years, and he has a big trailer there, and a generator, and a truck, and he's there every day, Monday through Friday, and he can make anything and repair. I have seen people from Atlanta come down, Pat will tell you, with antique leather upholstery furniture, that costs thousands of dollars, and him do it, and him redo it. He can re-sew, re-rivet. You can go down there and say, I like a custom-made holster, chest holster that's like that. He can do it, and his prices are pretty much ridiculously low for being aggressive on that. I get back to that, but let me ask a question in between our next question, if you may. A question I have. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because this is something that I have, and I think that a lot of people have out there. Pat and I both take, which we both have medical conditions, considerable amount of medication, twice a day. Eric, is there any rule of thumb on exercise? Is it if you take your medication, should you wait until after you exercise? Is it okay if you had it? Should you wait a period of time before you exercise? Is there any rule of thumb on that?
Not really. The big thing, the rule of thumb is if you take medicine, you get lightheaded, or you have to sit down for a while, or you need to be sedentary for a few minutes while you're digesting that and getting it in your system. If you have any kind of adverse reaction after you take it, then I would hold off on any kind of exercise or activity or operating motor vehicles and all that, right? So it's relative to the person and what kind of medication you're taking. If you know you have some kind of reaction every time you take it, then you should wait, obviously. And then if you don't, and you never have any issues, then it shouldn't be a big deal. But that's kind of like you'll be able to figure that out pretty quick after you start taking a medication. But that's something that if it's something that your doctor's told you about, or if it's a known side effect, or it's something just because you take it every day, then give it some time. But that's one of those things. It's going to individual to individual be very based on the medication and the person.
I guess one thing too about and Eric, for those of you who just joined us or wherever you joined us from, is a physical therapist. He's a licensed physical therapist, weight loss specialist, nutritionist. Besides all his other resume of retired sergeant major, he's a ranger, combat expert, hand-to-hand combat expert, weapons expert, all those other good things too. But with that said, it's interesting too to note that I'm becoming, I'm a couple years now, I'll be 60, and I'm starting to learn so much more from you about the human body. I was surprised something you had said. I was talking to Eric, as we call him Eric number 2, that had some issues with his throat during the war, and he was saying, and I remember you saying this too, that this is why you need people that know what you're doing. That to swallow, the throat has 60 different muscles in your face, your neck, all that area. Something to that effect. And so I guess the one thing I'm listening to you is I guess it's not only how to exercise, but how not to exercise. I guess that's a key thing.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've just got how many times Eric could show me this little technique of having my sciatic nerve that I still do to this day, by the way, and it's amazing. I tried everything, and I lay down on he showed me how to lay down on the floor and get in a particular position, and I move my back, and I actually felt a little movement of some kind. And literally just stood right up. I went, like, wow, I would have paid. And he said, wow, I wish I would have asked you for money. But I did. But
yeah.
Anyway, getting back, talking about pain, knee and lower back pain can be eliminated. Eric, golly, that's got to be the biggie, doesn't it? I mean, almost everybody that I know.
It's huge.
Especially in my age group right now, knee and back pain.
And it's almost all caused by the same stuff. It's, there's a couple major things that really cause the knee and back pain. A lot of that is muscular imbalances, improper movement, poor posture, just poor movement techniques, and just not being able to strong enough to do basic stuff correctly. Just to be so weak. People are so weak nowadays that you don't walk correctly, you don't stand up straight correctly, you don't sit down correctly. Everybody's hunched over. Everybody has these imbalances where they're in the desk mode, all hunched over, rounded shoulders. And, they walk on their toes. They don't have any posterior chain strength or stability. Their anterior, the front part of them is all hunched over and tight. You know, everybody's
Okay, Eric, you're describing me.
yeah. And so when you walk, you're not walking with the correct stride. Your foot strike is not correct. Your stride length is not correct. So that's going to generate knee pain right off the bat if you're hitting your toes, like walking up steps. You got to stay off your toes, and you got to start driving on your heel to start moving correctly to get the posterior chain hip extension. Right? People aren't doing hip extension.
Eric, I'll get into, I'm the psychology, sociology side. You two really on that, but both of us on that is because I know, again, I love to use me as an example because I think I'm pretty typical.
Yeah, you're like the ultimate example man.
Exactly.
You should have a cape.
Seriously, is that
example
do
man?
Do you agree with this? That because I know this is that there's this huge. There's one word that describes so many of us: procrastination. That we sit there like, my back is hurting, my knees are, but I need to do something about that sometimes. And we tend to be reactive instead of proactive.
And of course, the big thing is once people have some kind of pain, instead of fixing the problem, right, they go to the doctor, and the doctor gives you some kind of painkiller, or it tells you to rest and take some ibuprofen or something, right? And of course, that provides temporary relief from the pain, but doesn't fix the problem, which goes back to the improper movement, the biomechanical structural failures, and the muscular imbalances and stuff, and the improper movement techniques, and just the lack of stability throughout your entire kinetic chain. You basically, from head to foot. You have to fix that, and it can be fixed. And once you start doing things right, I've had people that have had knee and back pain, and once you start getting them in shape and they start standing up straight, and you teach them how to walk properly, how to step on a step correctly, all of a sudden that knee pain starts going away because it's chronic inflammation when you keep pounding the same thing over and over again. Like your poor knees, and your poor lower back get hammered, and they never get better because you're doing the same thing wrong every single day.
And I can tell you one thing from practical experience. I heard this and didn't believe it because there's a lot more people that look like me than look like him, and I'm sure he's happy about that. But losing, I was always told, man, if you lose 10 pounds, just 10 pounds, you will notice a significant difference, and it's true. I mean, it's not like
it's true,
light and dark, but you sit there going,
yeah, obviously
something's different here,
But the big thing is that only goes so far though. I mean, that's obviously if you lighten the load, it's going to be less stress on the joints and the skeletal frame, but all the inherent problems are still there. Whether you're 100 pounds heavier or 100 pounds lighter, all the heavier weight does is make it worse. But the knee pain and the back pain and all this stuff, it's from all of these different biomechanical failures that are going on, and these structural failures where you have tight, really tight muscles in the front, hunched forward, and your back is weak, and it's there's really, like, your lower back is not supposed to be generating any kind of massive movement of weight, right? And so people don't know how to move properly, so your lower back takes the brunt of it, your knees take the brunt of it. And that's simply, once you learn how to actually walk correctly, how to stand up, how to take a step, how to step up onto a step properly, and then you develop the actual muscles, you correct those imbalances, then you can actually, like, start alleviating that pain without the medication, without surgeries. You don't need any of that. You just need to start doing stuff properly. You need to get taught how to do it, right? You have to learn.
You're right, because I don't mean to get on the medical hour tomorrow. I mean to get on the doctors, but it's just these doctors tend to whip out surgery like like they're drawing a gun or something, on a criminal. Well, I got this. Let's operate. Let's go there and fix it.
Yeah, but that's just how it is, right? You go to the doctor, you're going to get drugs, or you're going to get some kind of surgical procedure. It's not going to, it fixes the problem by, invasive means and by using synthetic drugs. And, that's, do that if you need to. There's always going to be someone that has to go that route. But most people, 99% of the people, you just need to get in shape and start moving properly and, start doing things correctly, as opposed to being all hunched over like a, just showing the rounded shoulders, the typical sitting at a desk job, typical American rounded shoulder, upper cross syndrome, all these imbalances, lower back weakness, and improper foot movement. If you're not walking properly and you're hitting on your toes all the time, that's going to generate stress right to your knee, and that's chronic. It's every day you're doing the same thing, and all you do is pop pain pills, and then you go to the doctor, and they're like, "Oh, we'll chop you up and put stainless steel ones in there." Because after a while of just continually bashing this stuff, it falls apart, right? And then you need, all these surgeries and all this stuff. But you could have fixed it all if you just would have, got in shape, ate right, moved properly, and started paying attention to the little things in life, like how to walk up a flight of stairs. I actually teach people how to do that.
And I think this is so. I mean, okay, let's go back years and years and years in your life in another area that you're still an expert in that I think is applicable here. Is that if I understand right, I know you're a martial arts expert. It's one of the first things that you all teach people is that apparently we breathe wrong. Is that most people breathe wrong? We
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody does very shallow chest breathing. They breathe and their chest rises and falls. Like when you go to CPR class, they tell you, watch for the rise and fall of the chest. When you breathe properly, your stomach should be rising and falling. Your belly, where your sternum connects to the top of your abs, right? So your diaphragm should be
now that's interesting.
rising.
Now, when I was just testing when you said, now when I breathe through my nose, my stomach moves. And when I breathe through my mouth, my chest moves.
Yeah,
is there a correlation to that?
That's just Joe.
Right. Because I always thought that you should breathe more through your nose than through your
Well, you're
mouth.
supposed to breathe through your nose and exhale out your mouth. Okay? So your
nose.
nose is a air filter. It's kind of like the air filter in your car or whatever. And you breathe all the way down, and you're going to inflate your full lungs, right? Your lungs are so big. And when you chest breathe, you're only inflating the top portion of them. You're only getting a little tiny bit of air in there, and that's not going to sustain. So what happens is your breathing becomes rapid, right? Little tiny breaths. And you're not getting any air, and of course that's going to raise your heart rate. It's going to keep your blood pressure high. It's going to just jack everything up, and you're not going to be operating at any function. And then if you walk across a parking lot, right, you're done. So you got to fill up your lungs, deep inhalation. You got to picture like inflating a balloon in your belly, right?
Yeah.
You suck the air down through your nose, fill up the whole balloon, right? It should cause your ribs and your diaphragm to elevate, and it's going to make your belly push out a little bit. And then you exhale it, and you totally deflate the balloon, right? So when you do that kind of stuff, you start getting 10 times the oxygen in, the air, right? And that's going to be super beneficial for you right there. That'll lower your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, make you feel better. More oxygen in your system. And so if you're having any kind of anxiety attack or any kind of, if you're just not, having some kind of asthma or breathing problems, which, I have allergy-induced asthma now. When we have these storms like, this Irma experience, I get allergy-induced asthma attacks, acute allergy attacks, and I have to really work on my breathing. So you just sit there and calm yourself down. And this applies for stress management and anything else where if your heart rate's up and you're feeling anxiety and you're feeling any kind of distress, take a 5-minute, 10-minute time out and start going into a deep breathing pattern. And this is all, basically Eastern-based, like yoga and martial art-based stuff. Deep diaphragm breathing. Breathe deep through your nose, fill up the balloon in your belly, make sure it's fully inflated, and then blow it out through your mouth slowly, right? And keep that, slow everything down. You do that for 5 minutes, you'll feel like $1 million. And I guarantee you, you'll feel better. Everybody should give it a try, and that's something you can do anywhere, especially driving. If you need a timeout, you just go ahead and work on your deep breathing, and that'll make all the difference in the world. So work on that.
Hi, Eric Woodson. Thank you for joining us.
Eric Woodson just joined us.
Hey.
We were just talking. Thank you, Eric Woodson, for all you did out there. And Eric will be on the radio tomorrow at 11:30 with The Watch.
Yeah.
And we're going to be watching
Yeah.
absolutely. And I would like to take a real quick personal moment here for just a second and say happy birthday to my oldest son, my firstborn, Samuel Redding Coley, is 32 years old today. I love you, son. He's had a PhD, a doctor at physical therapy at St. Francis Hospital, and works every day. He's the father of three of my grandchildren. I have 7: Titus Redding, and Ella, and Audrey. And just very happy for him. He's got a wonderful daughter-in-law, Lacey, and just happy birthday. So 32 years ago today, I was a Columbus police officer, and at about I had a signal all set up at the 911 for them if they got a call, because I was working third shift, for them to give me a code on the radio, which meant I need to go home on that. And I was actually at the jail at about 4:30 in the morning, registering a guest at the jail. And I heard 911 go. I was like 105. I said 105, and I came in. I said 10-4. They said the package is on the way. The package is on the way. And it took me a moment to kind of grasp that. And then I think of course, statute of limitations is over now, so I can say this. I drove at about 130 miles an hour home and got her. And of course, he wasn't born until about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So went on that. But happy birthday to Sam, and happy birthday to Jed Harris today. It's his birthday today. And who else's birthday is today? There's a couple people's birthdays today. And then, of course, we were on the air yesterday, but we want to again remember all those who perished yesterday, the anniversary of 9/11. We have not forgotten you. We will never forget you, and we will never forget those who are responsible for that. And this guy and the other Eric are a couple of those people that went over and served our country to take care of that.
Yeah.
But getting back on that, okay, well, thank you all for
Wait
that.
a minute, Eric. Why do you say that all smart people are born on 9/12?
Oh,
Cough, cough.
Oh, is he on there now saying that? Okay.
Yes.
Let's see what it says here. I've got to get back on here. Let's see. I'm not getting any comments here. All right, is it on the comment section?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. All smart people. Well, I can agree with that, because my son Sam is pretty smart. He check off the old box and stuff. But all right, well, let's get back to it. 706-940-0541, 706-940-0541. What?
Today's Eric's birthday.
I forgot. I knew there was somebody else. Eric Whitson, happy birthday.
Oh, wow.
I knew there was somebody else.
He
Didn't I
didn't
say that?
tell me.
Eric, why didn't you call? Call in. That's right. Call in.
Happy birthday, Eric.
706-940-0541, so we're going to do it. You know what? He's going to hate it right now, but I'm going to do it anyway. Happy birthday to you and Sam. Happy birthday, and Jed Harris. The three of you, happy birthday, the three of you. Happy birthday to you. Okay, let's only do that once a year on that.
Wow. Happy birthday, guys.
On that. That's right. Happy birthday. God bless you. I love all of y'all on that. I'm going to get you to say this word because it looks like a funny word to me, and I hope I'm not saying. I don't want to say it right.
Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. We're talking about the fartlek method of cardio.
Okay.
I think he
Is
may
this
have
oh, here we go. Is that it? Okay, keep talking.
Yeah, the fartlek method of cardio, which is, when you're talking about different types of interval training and different
Hello, I'm going to put you on. Okay.
adjusting different
Hold on.
paces during cardio training. You're going to look at
Hold on.
either using timed intervals or using distance based on like terrain features. So fartlek training is
Okay.
not interval training. It is not based on time. It is based on like, for example, if you were walking in your neighborhood and you wanted to do some type of increase like sprints, you would pick like maybe 4 telephone poles where you would walk as fast as you can for those 4 telephone poles, and then the next 12 telephone poles, you would go ahead and walk really slow and catch your breath. Okay, that's what fartlek training is. Interval training is when you go, I'm going to walk as fast as I can for 30 seconds, okay, and then I'm going to take a break and go really slow for like 120 seconds, okay. So intervals are based off of time, And fartleks are based off of measurements with distance, non-timed intervals, but distance intervals. So it's based on terrain, if that makes sense. So those are two different methods you can use. If you are out doing a walk or a run or doing some type of cardio, you can base it off of, like, base what's around your environment. You can do trees, you can do phone or telephone poles, you can do whatever you want. Any kind of marker on the road, you can use that for distances, okay, of increased capacity, like different sprints, walking or running. Or you can do timed intervals. So fartlek training is another option. You don't have to always use a stopwatch. You can just use the environment, okay?
We'll get back to the fartlek. I'm sorry, very juvenile. In just a second, we got a call. I think it's Eric Woodson. Hello, Eric. How are you?
Did you take him off hold?
Oh, no. Eric? Hello, Eric? I think I hung up on him. That's not going to do anything. Hold on, everybody. Hold. Okay, how do we do that? Hello? 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 Oh, I got you. Okay. All right, hold on. Are you there now?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you. I only had to drop a house on you.
Happy birthday, yeah.
How's it feel to be 21?
Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good. I had a real good exercise period yesterday. We were going around Lee County cutting up trees that were falling across the roads. And the volunteers and stuff were so overwhelmed that a lot of people came out with their own chainsaws and stuff and started cutting up stuff.
Well, I don't know if everybody saw it on the watch. There was a picture you had the towel over your head when it came down, and to me you looked just like Tom Berenger in Sniper.
Well, that wasn't my intent. I was just trying to. I had been wet all day, and I was just trying to stay dry. I got back out for one more. With all the news reports yesterday telling us the obvious stuff like trees are falling, it's raining, the wind is blowing. I wanted to warn everybody that didn't have electricity last evening. And still some people don't have electricity this morning. But I wanted to warn them about that very dangerous thing that the sun was going to go down and it was going to get dark. And they would have to rely on something called flashlights or candles for light.
That was pretty funny, man. I got a laugh out of that.
Yes, I got a laugh out of that too. That was absolutely.
Yeah, well, there was that one report. I'm not going to call the reporter out, but she was reporting from a hotel up in Americus or over in America, saying that these poor people are in the dark and they're eating cheese and crackers and drinking wine. Well, I was like, if you don't have backup generators, if you don't have candles and flashlights, guess what? You're going to be in the dark.
I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather be inside of a place in the dark eating cheese and crackers and having something to drink.
I'm sure that people were just happy as pigs, and you know what, to be in a dry place, so you don't have a TV or whatever, but you're dry and you're eating something. There's been a lot of times I was in the military. I've been happy for a little thing of MRE cheese and some crackers.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
one thing that I thought was interesting was, all day yesterday, the mayor said, the Queen Mother said, oh, it's dangerous out here. We got dangerous conditions. We want you to hunker down in your home. We want you to stay indoors, stay off the road. But don't pay attention to me. I need to go down to the river and do an interview with Geraldo Rivera.
Yes, I thought that was rather cheesy.
Yeah, to me it sounded kind of canned, kind of set up or whatever. But anyway.
Of course, I don't know about you guys. I thought it was impressive that the first time we've heard from the mayor about crime in Columbus was to tell us yesterday, we're not answering calls after 4 o'clock, so you're on your own.
Well, sometimes I think a workout plan for this afternoon. I've got this freshly baked strudel, and I'm going to try some coffee with it, and I'll let you know how that comes out.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, I happen to know I happen to know a personal detail about you that I imagine after that day of cutting stuff in the wet and cold out there and lifting limbs and stuff, that your body, your 82nd Airborne, depleted 30, 20 years, something of jumping, you probably are ready to fall apart today. Is that about accurate?
Well, I didn't fall apart, but I can tell you that my neck muscles, all my shoulder muscles going across, I don't know them all, the trapezius muscles or whatever, and my lats and stuff from lifting logs and all that stuff, holding the chainsaw above my head for a while. I felt all that.
Well,
Yeah, that's some good exercise right there.
Eric Dempsey, you might want to let Eric Woodson and everybody out there know. I believe now you are associated with a massage therapist, a professional massage therapist.
Yeah, there's a massage therapist that works out of CrossFit Menoa off of Somerville Road there. And her name's Nancy, the massage therapist, and she works on sports massage therapies, and she helps people who do very active, aggressive things and tire their body out through exercise and hard work, and she puts them back together.
I have to get her a card, and I don't know what her rates are, but I could have definitely used a massage therapist last night.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, Eric, happy birthday. And hey, listen, what do you want to come over to Willie's for a free birthday pizza tonight?
I actually have been taken out to dinner tonight to the restaurant of my choice, so if that offer stands, maybe tomorrow evening or something.
Absolutely. We owe you a birthday pizza for sure, or calzone or spaghetti or lasagna, whatever you want.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. God bless. Thank you, sir, for all you do.
All right, y'all take care.
Take care. Okay, that was Eric Woodson, and getting back into the, I'm really excited about this massage therapist too that y'all are working with. But let's get back into the new ministry email newsletter. Wow, let me tell you, somebody out there, the ministry is just going wild now, and it's because of this guy right over here. And could you kind of just give him a rundown of all the stuff we've got here now?
Yeah, we're really expanding the social media and the online footprint and infrastructure of the ministry by we started with a website. We have a new website. We're integrating all the links to all the pages of affiliated organizations onto the website, and we now have a new email account, an email newsletter that we're going to start publishing at least probably bi-monthly, and it's going to have a lot of information, a lot of great stuff. You're going to have access to the videos and to all the different things that the ministry provides, and a lot of great content. A lot of it's going to be really free, and we're going to have a bunch of special offers for different things. And if you want to get on that now, you can. I've just set it up so you can actually text to sign up for the newsletter, and you can do it like right now if you want. And
Let's do it.
Yeah, you simply just get your text out, and you're going to type in the number is 22828. 22828. That's the number you're going to text to.
Miss Pat, would you put that on the
And then you're going to type in CPVM for the
capital CP?
yes
VM.
CPVM. Okay, and then you text that to 22828.
So that's, for dumb people like me up there where it says 2, that's what you put 22828.
22828 is the number you text in. Then the text is going to be CPVM.
I'm going to do it right now on mine.
You type that in, and then it's going to come back and say, welcome, give us your email address, and you type in your email address, and boom, you're signed up, and then you'll start getting our free newsletters.
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now, CPVM, and I'm going to see how I got it, and it says, hello, please reply with your email address to join our mailing list, and I'm going to do that right now, and
It's really simple. So
Wow, this is
22828, and you type in CPVM, and then it's going to come back and ask for your email. type in your email, and then you are subscribed to the newsletter. And then you'll get access to all the great free content that we're going to provide. And at least once, twice a month, we're going to put out a good newsletter that's going to have stuff from not only
It just came right back instantly. Thanks, you're now subscribed to our mail list. Please watch for your email for our
It's-
newsletter.
instantaneous, okay?
And on the newsletter, it's going to have the ministry, Dempsey's Resolution Fitness.
Yeah, the
all that,
watch,
the watch, the Back Columbus Blue, Willie Good Pizza,
Yeah.
Ranger Joe's,
Ranger Joe's.
all this good stuff on that.
Any sales or special offers, coupons. I'm always going to put I'm going to put fitness nutrition tips on there. The other Eric will put on whatever tips he wants or the latest video from the watch, and we'll be able to send this out to all the subscribers, and we're going to hopefully be able to come up with some great good deals and different exciting events to promote the ministry. And of course, there'll be an ability to donate to the ministry on there too. So supporting the ministry, we're trying to get the ministry kicked up, and that's one way to do it. So if you want to get on board with the ministry, go ahead and hit 22828, text CPVM to 22828, throw your email in there, and you will be on the cutting edge of being in the know with the latest and greatest from the ministry. More great things are going to be coming soon. Okay? And that's, new newsletter. So we'll hopefully get a new newsletter out within a couple weeks. And we're going to build that up pretty quick.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. And we're just doing a lot of new things here. We're going to be selling. We're going to be, like I said, selling products. We're going to be giving products away.
Yeah.
We're going to be providing a forum. And that's one thing out there is we want. This is one of the reasons we have, and we are currently in negotiation right now, as we speak, to bring a regular radio station that will broadcast out of the ministry here that we will own. We have up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Wow.
And that's coming. And we want, if you've got somebody out there, you're an organization or an individual or thing or something to that effect, give us a call. Let me give you, we need to get Ms. Pat, we need to get an answer machine today to have in there. People can call. The ministry number is 706-940-0542, 0542. That's the office. 0541 is the online number. But as of right now, you can, if you have something you want to do, you can give me a call, 706-289-5972, 706-289-5972. You can call me directly. And there, at this point, for community messages or especially nonprofit groups, no charge on that we're doing that. That's absolutely great. But this is a wonderful thing, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. We've even got some more surprises coming. Some stuff that's going to be in there too. Some reviews and some things that we went on products.
Yeah, lots of great things to come.
Ranger Eric and his guys, as Ranger Eric is going to be doing that, and letting you know. Because I think there's a lot of people out there that really need to know. It's just like this storm that we just had that highlight is, and I happen to know, and I'm going to repeat this to everybody out there on all of our stations right now. Something that I think is important is that to have basic, and FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, recommends that you have a basic survival kit for each member of the house for 72 hours. That's a three-day period. And guess what? I know somebody that has very, very, very small basic ones all the way up. And guess who it is? This guy right here.
Yeah.
Eric Dempsey. And this is a combat veteran Army Ranger who obviously knows what he's doing on that. And that's where we've got all of our stuff that we have in our home from. They're affordable and they're quality, and he stands by his products. But he's got a lot of stuff in stock right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we need to. We'll start highlighting that on the show some. But if you want to get in touch with Eric for, of course, Dempsey Resolution Fitness or get him too. And by the way, just for the record, for those listening out there, Eric does fitness training on all levels. In other words, what I mean by all levels, he will do it at your home. He will do it. He has a studio in Alabama. He has a studio here at the Ministry Center in North Columbus. He does
Online.
groups.
Yeah,
He does online. He does FaceTime. He's got customers and clients in Australia. He's got them all over the world, all over the United States. And he has, in addition to the technical training we've talked about, he is an academician that has multiple graduate degrees in all of the above subjects we've talked about: nutrition, health science. I think what's your newest one you just got was in
strength and conditioning.
strength and conditioning. And you can go in. One thing about Eric Dempsey Revolution Fitness, just go on YouTube or his site, and he's got hundreds of YouTube videos on everything, and he has the products for sale on there. And Pat and I bought a ton of. We buy stuff for him and we give him as gifts to people because they're practical. And it's kind of, I always say a survival kit and things like that. Eric, they're like a gun. It's better to have them and never need them than need one and not have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so
Let me add something to that. I was reading I know you can't believe everything on Facebook, but I was reading on Facebook this morning, and they were saying that if you're one of the ones, and I know that we went out and bought lots of water, and they're saying that if you went out and bought lots of water, please do not return it to the store because they have to get rid of it. They have to throw it away. If you buy any kind of food product from a store and you take it out of the store, when it comes back to the store, they have to destroy it. So if you bought water, please keep it for the next time that we may have an emergency.
most bottled water, you can look on it. Most bottled water is bottled correctly. If it's kept in a cool, dry place, can have a minimum of a year if it's kept sealed. There are things you can buy and get that will enhance the longevity of that. But one thing they might suggest is that go out and try to buy 4 or 5 cases of water and simply use them. You use one, and then as you use one or use 2, go get 2 more to replace because they're not that much money. And another thing too that I tell people all the time to remember is that many people forget this and haven't realized this, is that anytime there's a bad storm coming, that there's a potentiality of flooding. And flooding can flood the sewers, it can back up the water supply, can become contaminated. And one of the first things you should do is go in and fill your bathtub with water. Make sure you have a good stopper and fill it all the way up to the top, because most tubs are even the really small ones are 40 or 50 gallons, and the bigger ones are 70 and 80 gallons of water. FEMA suggests that people need a minimum, I'm talking about drinking water, or use of a gallon a day on that. So, if you have even a small one, you have 40 gallons of water. If you have 2 people, that's 20 gallons of water each. That's 20 days of emergency water. Even if you have bottled water, though, that has it, you can take that and realize that, of course, when the water is cut off, your toilets will not work. However, you can take the lid off and take water and pour it into the tank, and they will work on that. There's an amazing amount of people out there that think that you have to have electricity to make your toilets work, but that's not the case. There's a lot of very simple things. I just dealt with somebody yesterday who was telling me, that they lived out in the country and that they had a well, and that they couldn't get water because they had an electric pump, and they couldn't get any water. The water was cut off. And I know when I was up in Michigan, I have a very good friend there near Boyne Falls, and he was showing me a very simple contraption. I'm sure you've heard of this, and I think they call it a Dutch well on that. It's simply, he made it. It was a PVC pipe about that big, about 8 foot long, with a little flip nozzle on each end on a rope, and he simply lowered it down into there's an opening where the well is, and I think his was like 50 feet down, and he had a little winch. You can get a winch for about $40, and he would lower it down, and it would fill with water, and then the little flaps would close, and then you would pull it back up, and which was battery operated, or you could do it by hand if you needed to. And in that tube, I think he had, I believe he had 12 gallons of water in that tube. So that was a way you could do that. But there are always things like that. But getting back, just one more thing that I want to look at too. Let me ask you this, Erica, and we've got just a few minutes here left. But when we talk about physical training, while this may seem obvious to some, it's not obvious to me on that, is if there's a family out there listening that has, let's say they have children from age, not babies, I'm talking about 5, 6, through the teen years, is there a necessity, or should there be separate exercise programs based on age like that with children?
Sure. I mean, yeah, you're going to do different things with different age groups because of the physical maturity of the person. Same thing. You wouldn't run very young children through the same type of workout you would a teenager, or something like that, or an adult versus an older person. So you basically want to tailor, but physical activity applies to everybody. Everybody should be active, and you're just going to do what's appropriate for the age group. And if you're not sure of that, that's one of the things I do. I do seniors fitness, I do youth fitness, have certifications and all of that. And you have to tailor things to the appropriate age group. Some things are more appropriate than others. Obviously you're going to keep the super heavy deadlifts. You're going to probably wait a while until a kid gets a little bit older for that stuff. But activity should be, when they're young, activity should be kind of fun play kind of events that develop, all their cognitive skills and their neuromuscular, tie-ins with being able to do coordination exercises and stuff like that. So you want to have it fun, you want it invigorating, you want it to be, challenging, and you want it to be appropriate for their age, But play is one of the best things they can do, like outdoor kind of play, climbing over stuff, and running around, and being kids. That's one of the biggest problems nowadays with things. Kids are inside on their tablet, on their electronic device, and they're not out playing outside like they used to, right? That's one of the big things. The original PlayStation was outside. We need to get the kids back to the roots of being kids, right? And that's what develops a lot of the cognitive skills and the neuromuscular coordination and the, muscle activation and being able to move properly and developing all that stuff as they grow is just to let them go out and be kids, and getting them dirty, that also really actually helps with their immune system development, and all this stuff where we keep kids in these little environmentally sealed compartments with their electronic devices strapped to them. They just become weak and fragile, and they don't grow up properly. So it's a new era. We're going to get back to the old ways.
Get back to the old ways, definitely. Well, we're about 2:30 here, so I think we're about ready to close out Dempsey's Resolution Fitness Hour. For all those of you who definitely will need to know, Eric, can you give some contact information?
Yeah, you can hit me on email at eric@dempseysresolution.com. You can hit Facebook, Dempsey's Resolution Fitness on Facebook. If you want to give me a call or text, leave a message if you call. It's 706-573-4236, 706-573-4236. Text or leave a message if I don't answer. And then, big thing is hit up all the social media sites, Instagram, Google+, Pinterest, Dempsey's Resolution Fitness on Pinterest. Tons of free stuff on there. Great content. Loads and loads of stuff, but simply you can message me on Facebook, Dempsey's Resolution Fitness on Facebook. You can hit me up there. Go ahead and hit all my pages and join, like, subscribe, and comment, and then hit me with a message if you get any questions.
Okay, well, we appreciate it, and we'll see you next week. And hope everybody has a great week, and God bless you. And hopefully, let's keep our prayers that Jose does not come to visit.
Yeah, let's pray that
let's say
no more.
Adios to Jose.
Let's take a break from the storms.
We don't need to take a break from the storms. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon on the
All right.
Scott & Cook Show. Miss Pat, will you take us out, please?